We'll take a look at the presidency in the context of how the president uses the internet, how the Obama administration is using the internet right now. It's a concept we call E-mocracy or electronic democracy. Certainly, communication with the executive branch has changed over the years, starting, of course, with ordinary handwritten letters, moved to telephone, and then email. And we saw with the Clinton administration in 1993 to 2001, that's when access to the White House via the internet really became possible. So let's take a close look at www.whitehouse.gov. That's the administration's website. It's how it communicates electronically with the public, and it also provides opportunities for the public to interact with the White House. If you go on the site, here are the main elements you're going to see. You're going to see a White House blog, photos and videos, briefing room, issues section, a section on administration, a section about the White House itself, and a section called Our Government. We'll talk briefly about each of these areas. The White House blog, that's where you're going to find the president's weekly address. Each week the president does an address on a current issue, an issue of interest. That's where you're going to find it. You'll find a weekly wrap-up of news, happenings, things that have gone on, events that have gone on that the administration's been involved in. And you'll also have an opportunity to read about the administration's take on issues. In the last week or so, you could see posts about the Affordable Care Act, hunger in America, and conservation efforts. The next section, photos and videos, as you can see, intuitively contains photo galleries, contains videos of events that the administration participates in, live streaming of events, and also podcasts on issues of importance to the administration and the public. Very substantive section called the briefing room. If you go into the briefing room, you're going to see speeches and remarks by the president and administration officials. You'll see information on press briefings. You'll see statements, news release, White House schedule, what activities the president, vice president are going to be involved in, the public activities for that day. You can see information on presidential actions, executive orders, proclamations, information on legislation, pending legislation, signed or vetoed legislation, nominations and appointments, and also you can find disclosures such as visitor access records. If you want to see who's visiting the White House, who they're visiting, those records are available under the briefing room, and there are also financial disclosure information in there. The issues section, obviously, you can find the administration's position on any number of issues. Just a brief listing of the issues here. Where does the Obama administration stand on these issues? Here's where you find that information. Issues such as civil rights, defense, the economy, ethics, equal pay, foreign policy, healthcare, immigration, homeland security, taxes, technology, those and any number of other issues, you can find substantial information on the administration's position. You go under the administration section, you'll see information about the president, the vice president, cabinet, White House staff, and advisory boards. If you go under the White House section, you'll have access to interactive tours of the White House, the West Wing. You'll see information about the presidents, first ladies, the Oval Office, White House fellows. If you're interested in a White House internship, here's where you can find information about that. And also information about mobile apps related to the White House. In our government section, you'll see information about the executive branch, legislative branch, judicial branch, the Constitution, federal agencies and commissions, and also information about elections and voting. One of the more unique aspects of this electronic communication with the White House is there is an opportunity to petition the Obama administration on any number of issues. It's called We the People, the We the People petition process. And what it does, as I mentioned, provides a new way to petition the administration to take action on a range of important issues facing our country. If the petition gets enough support, White House staff will review it, ensure it's sent to the appropriate policy experts, and issue an official response. Here's how you go about creating a petition if you're interested. There's a video on the White House website about how to do this. The basic steps: you enter basic information, 120 character or less headline about what the petition is going to be about. Then you're going to provide additional details. Clearly articulate the goals of what you would like the Obama administration to do. This is the area where you include additional information on research to support your request. Has an 800 character limit, including spaces. And you preview it, publish it, promote it, and get other people to sign it. You have 30 days to get 100,000 signatures to get a response from the White House. The White House, if you get those signatures, the White House will then review and respond. If you want to see a sample response from the White House, and this one on the legalization of marijuana, please follow the link below. That'll show you a typical response from the White House on these petitions. Here's some examples of open petitions that are on the White House We the People section right now. One petition would require the U.S. Congressional Judiciary Committees to reclassify medical marijuana for health-related treatments. Another, formally recognize educators who have died in school shootings protecting their students. Excuse me. Another, require porn to be an opt-in feature with internet service providers rather than a standard feature. Another, remove In God We Trust from U.S. currency and inscriptions in House and Senate chambers. And finally, another example, give women the choice of up to a year of maternity leave without fear of losing their jobs. So these petitions are going through the process right now. If they get the sufficient amount of signatures, they'll go to the White House for review and response. That said, let's now move on to the concepts you'll need to know for your quiz. You'll need to know the definition of reprieve, duties of the President as Chief Executive, patronage, the minimum age requirement for President, what's the State of the Union address, what's the civil service system, what is the definition of pardon, what are presidential appointment powers, what's the President's role as head of state, and what is the Electoral College and what role does it play in presidential elections. Good luck.